Hi guys, I'm Danny, and I started a Sunday gym because I've noticed lately that people tend to go to colleges and universities without actually knowing why they're there. Afterwards, starting jobs that are unfulfilling. So I'm interviewing different professionals to see what they have to say and to share their experience and knowledge with you. I hope you enjoy it. Right on, Maria. Thank you for joining. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Danny. How are you?
Can't complain. Things are rather fine. The podcast will be focused on three main questions. What do you do for a living? How did you get there? How did you know this was the way to go? So, tell us what you do for a living.
What do I do for a living? I'm a senior process trainer in a big corporation and I work for Cisco.
Right
Basically,
on.
I train people.
So it's really something when you have to train people because it's one of those jobs that is basically impossible to do if you don't really like what you're doing. Because
Yeah.
you know how people tend to go to accounting, specific taxes, IT sector, they can hate their jobs. But you know, at the end of the week, when you see the paycheck, you're like, okay, I can do that. Yeah, I can definitely do that. But I don't think it's possible for someone like you in that sector to hate his job or her job and to do it every day. At least I haven't seen, and this is pretty interesting. This is one of the reasons why I wanted you on the network. And the next question is, how'd you get there? So were you like walking on the street one day and you were like, you know what, let me be a trainer? Is that how it happened, or there's more to it?
Well, actually, when I started in the company, I started as a customer service representative, so it was like the lowest level, the entry level.
Yeah.
And then I worked in a project which wasn't that interesting. I was troubleshooting Xerox machines, printers, with French customers. Then I moved to Cisco, thanks to one of my team leads. It's actually a coincidence. She just asked me, "Do you want to move to Cisco?" I said, "Oh, let's give it a try." And I continue working as a customer service representative. And one day, my manager, who used to tell me, "You're a wow performer, you're a wow performer," she motivated me actually to not be a wow performer because I always knew I wasn't. I think she was just doing some kind of reverse psychology with me. So at the end of the day, I said, "I'm gonna show her that I'm not." And one day she came and asked me, "Okay, you're not anymore a low performer. What do you want to do?" And she asked me, "Just define yourself. What do you like doing? And tell me tomorrow." So basically, I told her I want to be a trainer. I don't know why, honestly, because I think I was good at helping people. So yeah,
That's a
that's
pretty
how
good.
I got to training,
That's a
basically.
pretty good story. And you have to admit that's pretty good when you have this somebody to push you up a little bit. Yeah, it's unpleasant.
Yes.
It's out of the comfort zone, no question about it. But it's
Mm,
pretty good when you have those people because if everybody getting easy on you, you're not going anywhere, and it's just a mess. Now
yeah.
the third question is, how did you knew that this was the way to go? Now you kind of covered it already because you started up in the corporation, you went into the entry level position, you climbed the ladder. But in all fairness, you could have chosen anything else, right? You could have go to accounting, you could have go to something else. You didn't. You chose the training. You are people's person, and I know that for a fact because actually, well, you and I worked together, and this is how I met
Yeah.
you uh, all those years ago. So it was kind of in you, and I'm structuring the question in that way because I've noticed that people tend to go to colleges, universities. They don't really want to be there, but you know that stigma about the diploma, you gotta have it, and it's a worldwide issue. And they just go there. They don't like their jobs. They don't like what they're studying, but they kind of have to, and it creates a mess. So this is why I'm structuring that way because, as I said already, you could have said anything. You could have, and you are a pretty bright person. You probably would have you would have done pretty well in any other department, but you didn't. You aimed yourself over there, and you did it for a specific reason. And what was that reason?
Maybe because I like meeting different people, multicultural people, let's say it this way, and I decided that this way every month I will meet a lot of new people, get to know them, get to see what are their interests. I mean, I was more interested in the work with people, maybe that's it, and not in a way to lead people or to be a manager, because I'm not that kind of person, let's say it this way. But maybe, yeah, trying to guide them and to help them understand and trying to show them that training is important, because afterwards, this is, if they don't learn, they won't be able to do their job. So yeah, maybe this is what made me turn into training. I was really liking helping people. When I used to be a representative, my colleagues were lining up next to me to go and help them. At some point, I was like, guys, I'll start giving you tickets because I can't finish my job. And I'll just make the ticketing system with numbers. So, yeah, I don't know. I just like dealing with people.
Right, but maybe I should have structured the question in a different way. Was it when you decided to go in that direction? Was it a
Mm.
gut feeling? Were you influenced by somebody, something, somewhere?
Yeah,
Or
actually, I don't know. Maybe it was a gut feeling, because when I started in the company, I really enjoyed my training and the trainer who trained me. So I was like, oh, this seems like a really cool job to do,
yeah,
to spend your day with people, to show them things. I always knew from day one, maybe that someday I want to be a trainer, maybe. So yeah, it's nothing related to my education, because I finished French studies. So honestly, I don't know. Probably it was a gut feeling. Let's say it this way.
of course, I'm certain, not probably, I'm certain it was a good thing because, as I said it in the beginning, this is one of those professions that you cannot do and you cannot function properly unless you actually enjoy it. And
Mm.
this is why I wanted you on the podcast, because you're always so sunny, you're right on spot, and it's just remarkable. If you have one advice for the audience about working and developing themselves, what would it be? What would you want to say?
What? What would it be? Maybe to follow their passion, because yeah, to not to stick to what they don't like, let's say it this way. The other day I met a colleague of mine that I also trained. He's now a manager in another big corporation. He told me, maybe when I used to work for Cisco, I was in love with my job. Then I had to change couple of places and jobs to really find out that actually now I know what I want to do, and now I'm again in love with my job. So maybe, just to seek your passion. Maybe this is my advice.
Chasing a dream. But
Yeah,
in all fairness, you gotta know what the dream has to be before you start chasing. Otherwise, you end up in a limbo.
yeah,
Right
that's
on.
true.
Maria, thank you for being here. Thank you for being an example. Wish you all the best.
Thank you too.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Likewise. Guys, I hope this one was useful. Please follow the channel on YouTube, Rumble, Gap, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Ring the bell and all the good stuff. Have a nice week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.